Hey friends, welcome back to Rita Talks. I'm Rita, and on this YouTube channel, I just share some of the thoughts, ideas that I've been thinking about. And in today's video, I want to talk about uh, this topic. I think I brought it up in one of the videos before, but basically today I was listening to Chris Williamson, one of his episodes on modern wisdom with David Geary. And basically, he was bringing up this topic again of gender differences and basically, defending the male perspective and, a bit, in my point of view, diminishing the female perspective. And I just thought it was very, very interesting in the sense that I really want to understand uh, his perspective because I currently disagree with it. But I also want to like learn more about it so that it's not like we're all screaming in our own camps because I do believe that there is a fundamental truth somewhere to be found out. And I do believe that both perspectives, the, feminist perspective and the perspective that he's taking, that's, a bit weird for me to hear, but that's why it's important for me to listen to this perspective because it's important to try to understand people that we disagree with, and maybe there is like some knowledge to be gained from that, and basically trying to find the like middle ground or like maybe the root cause of the disagreement so that we can all reach the actual truth and find out what the truth is. And I just thought it was very, very interesting. Like he was in this podcast, they mentioned a few books, so I immediately ordered them. Like some books that talk about the male perspective and male problems. So I ordered them. I'm looking forward to receiving them. But it's just basically like they're talking about, I think one of the main reasons that I disagree with that point of view is that in every aspect they say yes, historical data shows X, Y, and Z, but actually historical data is not data that was independent. So like I feel like the data that they're citing is biased in the sense that it's not a randomized controlled trial like trials data. It's not like uh, okay, we have a woman that's born like basically we have a baby that's in the womb and we don't know whether it's a woman or a man, and then measure all of these things and uh, whether it's a boy or a girl, it's a baby. Like biologically, not in terms of gender identity, and basically uh, like I feel like in a lot of the arguments that they give arguments that are not statistically sound in the sense that they have priors. So, like, basically, they make assumptions that some aspects are independent. So, basically, that these kids or, like, basically women and men were bred in isolation. So, basically, independent of the environment that we currently live in, which is an environment that basically an environment that gives advantages to men just by construction. And I just feel like, uh, you know, I just want to understand the root cause and like analyze this data that they have and basically make some uh, statistical reasoning to understand the validity of that data and apply some statistical skills to that. And that's why I basically took notes of the papers that this guy David Geary has written on this topic, especially uh, in the domain of STEM. So he wrote a paper about this, like explaining like why we still see like having formulated a theory that actually I haven't read, but about why we see gender differences in STEM. And yeah, I mean, currently my point of view is that we've been, you know, we've been brought up in biases all our lives, and it's actually impossible to distinguish, like to isolate, like I don't know, factors of intelligence or whether you're good at a subject or not from the data that we currently have, because we have not made any randomized trials saying that okay, we have not tried to uh, basically raise a man as as if like biological boy as a woman, and we have not tried to do the same, or at least from as far as I know, there are no studies that try to do that and try to measure whether like the behavior of the children matched more the behavior of men or the behavior of women. And I just find that super interesting because it reminds me of a story that I heard in Gloria Steinem's memoir, My Life on the Road. And she was talking about uh, this man that she met at I think it was a diner, and basically he was talking to her about like he was reading I think was it W magazine, but basically the magazine that Gloria Steinem had started I think with some other people, like for to share women's news and things like that. And basically she was speaking to this man, uh, biological man, who was wearing like a cowboy hat, like I mean from the outside seemed like just any random man, but actually from talking to this person, uh, it like to her it felt that she was talking to a woman. And when she mentioned this to him, he actually told her his story, which was that uh, he was actually raised as a girl. Like he was always a biologically a male, but he was raised as a female for a period of his life. Like his mom made him dress as uh, as a little girl. I mean, the story is kind of sad because, uh, like, I don't know, his parents were using him I don't know, I don't want to tell this story because it's super sad. But they were using him as like they would. I, it's a bit sad in the sense that they were using him to give sexual favors to some men in like a gas station, so that they could get gas in the car. So like they were using their kid, like they were prostituting their kid to. I mean, it's super sad story. But anyway, the point was that I was trying to make is that actually he was brought up as a little girl, and it turned out that he was, he portrayed the traits that we would often associate with women, which are empathy and like the ability to empathize, just from the fact that like when he was a little boy, he was being dressed up as a little girl by his parents. Uh, and actually, that kind of breaks a bit this hypothesis that they're forming. That's why I want to look deeper into this data, and that's why I bought the books. Uh, because I really want to analyze the statistical validity of this data that they, that they mention over and over again, because we can make, like, we can have data, and then we can make data say basically whatever we want it to say. And so data is actually not objective. I mean, measurements are objective, but what you measure is subjective. And then interpreting what you measure is entirely subjective to the interpreter. So, like, there is a specific statistical method to determine whether like some hypothesis that you make is actually true. And I feel like there are some hypotheses that or basically assumptions that they are making that are actually not true, and basically that like that that disprove that make the conclusions that they made not valid, because the underlying assumptions are not met in order to be able to reach that conclusion. So this is a topic that's super interesting to me, and I really want to apply my mathematical savvy and statistical savvy to be actually able to understand all of these claims are coming from all sides, and actually just try to find what the objective truth is from a statistical standpoint, and with reasonable assumptions. Because if the assumptions that you're making are not reasonable, then there is no point in trying to derive something from those unreasonable assumptions, because it won't be able to tell you anything about the reality. So the assumptions need to be in line with reality, and I feel like a lot of this data that they're citing is based on historical data, and historical data is immensely biased. Especially in terms of like talking about gender equality, or sexuality, or all of these things that were really really different, let's say 10 years ago, 20 years ago, even more so 50 years ago. So I really want to understand, like, the validity of this data that they're citing, and like basically use a mathematical lens to understand this, and maybe reach a conclusion. Because of course, if it does turn out that they're right, I will completely take up that point of view, because I'm like them. I want to find out what the truth is, so that we can basically move forward. And I feel like they fail a lot to consider the female perspective, and I feel like they have a very strong bias for the male perspective, and like focusing too much on defending men in a way. I don't know, it just feels a bit odd to me, but maybe it's because I've been in the feminist circles for a super long time, and like reading feminist stuff. So yeah, I definitely want to take a look deeper into that, and basically do a thorough analysis about this, because this topic is something that's super interesting to me. It's super controversial also, and I just want to learn about all sides of the equation. I don't want to be biased towards the, like, from the fact that I'm a woman, and that I'm a feminist, and all of these things. I just really want to take an objective view on this, because I genuinely just want to find out the truth. So yeah, I'll definitely be studying these things in my free time. I'm looking forward to receiving the books, And I really want to learn more about this perspective and try to see where there might be some overlap between what I currently believe, and because the truth is always like there is always some truth uh, to uh, to some observation. So basically, my observation, there is some truth to my observation, and there's also some truth to their observation and basically their science. So what I want to understand is uh, where does where do my beliefs and where do their beliefs, you know, have a fundamental break and basically stop being reflected in reality. And basically, when we draw that boundary, we're able to actually model the real world much more accurately. Anyway, I hope this made some sort of sense. I know I'm rambling. It's just a topic that I find to be super interesting and that I definitely want to learn more about. And I'm like my I'm keeping an open mind to different perspectives. As a matter of fact, that's one of the reasons that I subscribed to this podcast, because I knew that I disagreed with this guy. So I want to seek diverse perspectives and just understand these different points of views, because this is truly something that touches a lot of lives, and it touches my life. So I really want to get to the bottom of this and just understand what's happening in reality, what's true, what's not, from the statistical and mathematical background that I have. So yeah, I'm looking forward to see how this turns out. I will definitely take you along on this journey with me as I learn more about these things. So yeah, so stay tuned. Maybe I'll talk about it on this channel, or maybe I'll also talk about it on my main channel with maybe some of the findings that I find, I guess. So yeah. Anyway, thanks a lot for tuning in today. You can click here to watch my previous video on this channel, and you can click here to watch my latest video on this channel. So as always, I hope you're having a fantastic day, night, whichever time of day it is where you are right now. And I will hopefully see you in the next one. Bye bye.